rolling.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. It's Billy and Joe from the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show. I am Billy,
Hello, I'm Joe.
and welcome back to another fabulous, fun topic today. Joe Carney, of course, you see him there. Wave again, Joe. Is
Hello.
Has his own podcast. It's called Indies Local Flavor. You can get that at Anchor.fm, Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud. You name it, you can find. I'm assuming probably eventually you'll have it on all kinds of platforms. My show is the Keeping the Nostalgia Alive show. It kind of switches up a little bit. It could be Keeping the Nostalgia Alive, the Indiana Basketball Memory Show, or the Keeping the Nostalgia Alive show, depending upon the topic. My show started out as a basketball show from the state of Indiana, and then 6 degrees of basketball from the state of Indiana. I now have musicians on it, authors, actors, you name it. But you can go to Keeping the Nostalgia Alive. That's all one word, keepingthenostalgiaalive.podbean.com. This is where I started my show, is at the Podbean app, but you can find it on every platform. And introducing today, I am on Amazon Music. So if you go into the podcast on Amazon Music, you'll find our show there and listen, download, and listen to as you please. So I'm really proud of getting on Amazon because that's become a pretty big platform for music and podcasts.
I'm
So
working on that. I'm
yeah,
working on that. I,
yeah,
I submitted mine, so
yeah.
see what happens.
It took them about a week and a half to approve it.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
know, but it's fun. Joe and I have fun doing what we do.
Yes.
I have a blast. Of course, please check out our sponsor, stickeryeti.com. We also have another sponsor called peepers.com. If you can see on my face are a pair of those peepers, which are reading glasses. But it's a great product. Go to peepers.com. I think anything after $42 you can get free shipping.
Oh wow.
Next week I will have an audio ad for that. So Joe,
Great.
so this is the first time we've done this so early on the day on a Sunday. What gives?
Um the Colts game is on at 4, so I want to watch that. So I was able to free up my schedule. And
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what, I got two things real quick. I want to say thanks to everybody who listens. I just passed 600 listens. And what was the other thing? In Indianapolis, it's a little frosty. It's like 50, but with the wind, it's like 47-ish.
ooh,
So fall is definitely here, and I got a feeling we're going to have a funky winter.
yeah. It's a weird. It's a weird. It's a weird year, man.
Oh yeah.
I actually saw a cow flying over the road the other day, and I was going to ask some questions, but then I remembered it was 2020. I just said forget about it.
I'll bet you did.
Yeah. So yeah, very interesting things going on in the world. That's for sure. So
Oh
let's
my.
get to our topic today.
Yes.
It's my turn. Next week will be Joe's turn, but
Okay.
I picked my favorite top 10 games, be it board games, card games, or video games.
Hmm.
So, all the games that I played from when I was a kid all the way up to what I play now. And I thought that would be interesting. So, um,
Definitely.
would you like to start out, Joe?
Um, I totally forgot about Madden and NBA, but I play those on my phone. I've been playing those religiously. But most of mine are video games, and my bonus pick at 21 is I don't remember the exact name of the game, but it was no, I do. Yes, I do. It was called Tennis, and it was a board with about 3 feet by about a foot and a half, and you had paddles on it, and it played with like a heavier version of a ping pong ball. And if you hit both paddles at the same time, the ball would go into the hole for a score for the other team.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fantastic game.
I apologize. I did my top 10 plus the Joe bonus.
You have 11?
Yes.
I could shorten mine. That's
So,
fine.
but my first one I'm going to put on here, I'm going to put up on the screen so everybody can see it.
Okay.
But it's Pong. And
Sure.
it was a video game set, and people can see this right now. I'm doing the overlay on us so they can see it. It came
Okay.
with a gun also, so you could shoot things on it. It came from Radio Shack,
I've forgotten that.
and it it did the boop boop
Yeah.
boop, and then you can turn the speed up. Boop, 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 boop. Sound effects are professionally made. I had to pay somebody for those sound
Yeah.
effects, but Pong and the hours and hours of entertainment that was had by the family with that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you switch from that to, we're going to talk about. I'm going to have other video games within my list, but
Yeah.
the hours and hours that you could do with these other video games that we're talking about, it got to the point where I love video games that I can't play them today. There's just too much other stuff to do, and once you get into doing a video
Yeah.
game,
Right.
it's boom, 3 hours, 4 hours are gone.
Correct.
So there's just not enough time to much less keep your relationship intact and be happy in life with all the other things. It's just there's just not enough time. So I haven't done video games. I've tried occasionally here and there, but there's just not time for it. And unless it's a group thing, and we don't even do anything in groups now that you could do a video game with, or if anybody has a video game. So
Well, there is a place here in Indianapolis that's outstanding. It's called Tappers, and they have all the old school video games except for Punch Out. And it's the only place I know of on any platform, and they have pole position.
oh yeah.
And you call out any game you could think of, and they got it. So yeah,
And
it's
is
amazing.
this open like regular hours, or is it
Yeah,
open every day? Okay.
yep, yeah. It's in Fountain Square downtown, and it's fantastic. My number 11 would be the bonus. Um, Atari's Combat.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah,
You were talking about this place that you were talking. What was the name of the place that has all the games?
Tappers.
Tappers. When I was, and you said pole position, when I was a kid, and my Aunt Goldie would go shopping at Kmart off of 38th Street and I think Lafayette Road.
Right.
I think
Sure.
it
Yeah.
was
Yep. Yep.
across the street there. Yeah, they had what I thought later on was pole position, but no, but it was one of those video games where you had the car there, and when you turned the steering wheel, the car would move across the screen, but it was a thing that just continually rolled around and around
Right.
and around,
Right.
which was very neat. And I loved that. And I know my Aunt Goldie knew I loved that. So one year for Christmas, I got a tabletop version of that, which was
Mm-hmm.
flat. And it had
Uh-huh.
a magnet underneath, and you had your steering wheel controlled the magnet, and it went around, and you turned it, and it was one of the coolest things that you had a gas pedal that was attached to a wire that you put down up underneath the table to play it, but it was kind of neat.
And our kids today would think it was
Oh,
garbage.
archaic. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
neat
Right.
stuff. Um, I have at number 10, it's a video game, and it is Burger Time.
I have that on my list, and I
Burger.
played it at Tappers.
Oh man, Burger Time. Let me get this on here. There we go. And another one of those things where of course, you had to complete and make the hamburgers, and you used your pepper
Oh yeah.
to
Oh
uh,
yeah.
to
To take
keep
out the
the hot
bones.
dogs and the
Yeah.
fried eggs and the pickles and the lettuce from coming and getting you. And
Yeah.
once again, hours upon hours upon hours of working that wrist or working that finger or whatever to
Right.
play. But I don't know if we would have done anything as a family some of these times when we did play video games. So it's kind of a nice memory to remember that everybody was together and taking turns and going around and playing it. But Burger Time is one of my, and for people who've never played Burger Time, it's like Donkey Kong, but in Burger Time, you're making a hamburger rather than, I would say that would be would you compare it to that?
No, I compare it to more like Popeye maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I mean, with Donkey Kong, you have to grab the hammer, you got to jump over the barrels, you got to climb up. The ladder concept's the same,
Right.
but Burger Time's more ladders.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so it's, but that's close. I
Yeah.
mean, that's really close.
And you're just turning 50, right, this year?
Yes, yes, I did.
Okay. So we're pretty close with these games that we're talking about. So
Right.
yeah.
I forgot to mention at Tappers, all the video games are free, and pinball's $1. And they make them. Well, it's a bar,
Aha.
so yeah, it's a bar, so
Well,
they
duh,
make their money
Tappers.
off. They make their money off their bars and their snacks. But
Yeah.
yeah, free
Yeah.
video games and pinball's $1, and they've got 12 pinball games.
Wow.
Easy.
Nice. Is it pretty bit? When's the last time you've been there?
Oh wow.
Pre-pandemic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is the pandemic going in Indiana, by the way? I mean, how you guys, if I've read correctly, you guys have almost opened up all the way for business. Is that true?
The bars are still shut down, but everything else is good to go.
Yeah, bars here in Houston are shut down too. The poor bars.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I hope the mom and pop businesses are able to come back.
Yeah,
So
it's rough.
yeah. Um, Number 10 for me, I didn't have this. I wanted this. I didn't have this. It was on exclusively on the Commodore 64. I explained to my kids my first computer was a VIC 20 with 20 bits with 20 megabytes, and they said, "What? Megabytes? That's it?" So yeah, no, yeah, no, I knew it was it was 20. No, 20 gigabytes of memory, I think. I don't think it was megabytes back then. I said, yeah, it was 20 gigabytes of memory. They're like, what are you talking about? That was my first computer, the VIC 20, Commodore VIC 20.
You know, kids will never understand how neat. So let's, for example, the basketball Atari game. It was stick figures,
Correct.
but when you're that age and they just came out with this technology, that's got to be the most amazing thing you've ever seen. And now it's almost like you're playing with real people.
And the rich kids had Intellivision, and the Intellivision baseball was the game to play.
Now, I was not a rich kid, but I was lucky enough to have Intellivision, and I loved playing the basketball game and the baseball game. Oh my gosh! Now the baseball game was kind of whack with Atari
Yes.
because your whole outfield
Very.
moved, in sequence, So
Right.
yeah,
Right. This game was exclusively for the Commodore 64, and I did not have it, but I wish I did. Dr. J versus Larry Bird.
Oh yeah, yeah, man.
Beautiful game, and you could dunk and shatter the backboard and do a 360 dunk, and yeah, it was fun.
Isn't it great that those two guys worked together? And even though they decided that at one point in time in their life they were going to try and strangle each other.
You know what? You know why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. J was going to strangle him, right?
Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
tell the story.
Okay. I want to say it was Dr. J's last year. I want to say 1985. And Bird is a supreme trash talker. Him and Jordan were the two supreme trash talkers in the league. And it was in the heat of the game, really tight game with the Sixers and the Celtics. And Bird goes up to the doc and says, "Hey, Doc, I think you need to retire right now." He just went, "Oh!"
Oh man. Okay, so let's roll on over here. My number 9. I'm not going to put a graphic up on the screen because once I say this name of this game, everybody will understand, and that's Monopoly.
I have Star Wars Monopoly.
You can, there was IUopoly.
Yep, sure.
They were down here, and there was UTopoly. There was
Okay.
Texas A&Mopoly. So it's really something that they've milked everything out of it that they possibly
Yeah.
can. I think I actually even have. I do somewhere. I don't know where I put it. The IUopoly, an older version of it that my daughter got for me for Christmas one year. But also though too, Monopoly. Different stages in life, you remember it differently.
Sure.
When I was 7, 8, 9 years old, I just could never win. But then again, I just didn't have the financial wherewithal or whatever to figure out how to win. And then you would see families not see each other for 2 or 3 month periods because of a Monopoly game.
Well, I was kind of upset on Monopoly. Well, there was two things I was kind of upset with when my grandfather died, my mom's dad. when they moved, and my grandmother was still living and by herself, they got rid of everything. And luckily, my cousins in Evansville got the first edition Barbie game.
Oh, wow.
And they also had, which is in the State Museum. They got rid of it, and I'm like, you got rid of what? They had the first edition Monopoly game. And I'm like, you got rid of that?
Yeah.
So,
but it's fun to play. They did it on.
Oh yeah.
They did it on a video game too. I thought the video game was pretty good too. That you shake the controller and they roll the dice for you. But I just think I don't know if it's a game that's at the toy store. It still sells. So it'll be interesting to see if a lot of these things that we're talking about are around in a 5, 10, 15-year period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think will be. They've branched out enough. I have a love-hate relationship with Monopoly. I like playing it, but it takes too long.
It does, and especially when you get to the point where okay, where I'm just rolling around the board, just getting ready to fall into a hole or just someone shoot me.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you won. You got free parking. Oh, okay. Well, that'll do me for one more round of the board. Let me just go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
We've discussed this before. My number 9 is. Do you remember the music to Burger Time?
Man, I'd have to YouTube it and kind of get it back into my head.
Because it's
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's kind of a cartoonish style music.
While we're here, I'll see if I can. Let's see if I can find it here on YouTube. Here, give us 1 second, people. This is called the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show, and we do not have producers. So we do not have gophers. Okay, Burger Time
theme song.
Okay, hold on a second. I got fat fingers. Let's see if Burger Time Arcade, and let's say if this could,
because it's a fast song. I know it's a fast theme song.
Yes. Let's see here. That Emu and Liberty Insurance is stupid, by the way.
I can't stand it.
There we go. Okay, let's see here. Now it's not playing, of course.
That's okay. No big deal.
But we tried there. There we go.
There we go.
That was the Booger Time theme music there. So,
which our kids would hate.
Yes, and you'd always waste your pepper, and I would always waste my pepper. Okay, so I had Monopoly, and now you're up.
I just did Burger Time.
You just did Burger Time. Oh, Burger Time's yours. Okay, so I have this one here. Let me see if I can get the graphic going up here. That is not it. Actually, it is. So I am going with Super Jock.
With what?
Do you remember Super Jock? And Super Jock it had I've got the graphic up on the screen where it has a plastic figure. It has a hand. You put the basketball on it, and you hit his head, and it shoots the basketball, or it kicks the football.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I remember now. Yes.
That was a great thing. I had the basketball one, and you tried to make trick shots from a little bit everywhere in the house. But it was called right. Super Jock. They had a soccer one, they had a baseball one, they had a basketball one, and a football one. But I loved playing that game. And once you watch this on playback, it's got the backboard, and you got the rim and the net. Mm-hmm. But it looks very like you could take the net out and go fishing in the Sea of Galilee with it. But Super Jock is my next one on my list.
They redid that with football at Menards, and I was fortunate enough to get the Raiders kicker. So it's got a kicker with a foam football, and it's got like you can keep score, and you can supposedly kick it up to 60 yards or whatever. But it's the same concept. It's fun.
Save more money at Menards. Do they still use that commercial?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Number 8 for me was a movie, and they redid it recently, and I got the high score. Tron.
Ooh. Ooh, yes. I wasn't. There were several different games within that game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The one that would always get me would be the one where you're running the vehicles against each other.
Oh, that was the motorcycles. I've
Yeah.
got, yeah, you just had to figure out the geometrics there and box them in.
No. I'm just
Okay.
trying to figure out what word you just used. What word was that you just used?
Okay. You have the motorcycles.
Yeah, yeah.
You get in front of the motorcycle
Oh, and
and
they
make a
turn left
left.
or make a right and box them in.
And if you're faster than
Yeah.
them, you can make a square and box them
By
in.
the time I'm playing Tron, I have just got done playing Tempest, where all you do is spin that little wheel and try to shoot things into the middle of the screen. So,
Yes, which I played recently, which was amazing.
Tempest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great, great
Didn't
game.
make my list. Is it on your list?
No.
No. Okay.
Uh-uh.
Okay. So let's go. And let me see if I have the what you call it on here. Nope, that's Burger Time. I'm gonna trash that bad boy. Let's see. Okay, so I have got up on the screen. It's a game by Catico, and it's a basketball court, and there is a rim on both ends, and you drop the ping pong ball in the middle. It lands into a hole, and you pull it back, spring, and you shoot.
I had that. I thought it
Just
was called basket
yeah,
ball or whatever.
yeah, it's called BAS, and then there's a hyphen in it, basket. But the one that we had at my aunt and uncle's was by Kadiko, I think was the brand, not Coleco, but Kadiko.
Yeah, right.
But man, you would find your favorite spot on the floor. It was just fun to play, man. Just I
Yeah,
loved that game.
me and my brother had that, and we broke the ping pong balls. It was great.
Yeah, and then but then you lose it and try to get your mom and dad to take you to yeah.
Right. And the backboards were like paper cardboard at best.
Yeah, and you'd get the top of them, kind of splitting and stuff like that.
Right,
Yep,
right.
but great game.
Yes, definitely. Um, with every video game, there's a pattern, and the first round is Glass Joe, and normally you can duck, but you can't do that with Tyson. Tyson will maul you in the next week. So my game's Punch Out.
I'd get past Glass Joe, and I think the next guy used to be. He reminded me of being in a lot of Bugs Bunny cartoons. I don't know what that guy's name was, but man, I just
Man of La Mancha.
I think yeah, wasn't my favorite game, but I play it. But I feel good about getting beat by or beating Glass Joe, but
Yeah,
it just really wasn't my game. But
yeah,
great, it had made a great run, and it's still out there in commercials and everything else.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. A lot of fun.
yeah.
A lot of fun.
So my next one, I'm gonna put my little graphic up here, is from Mattel,
Uh,
and it is the Mattel Electronics basketball game.
oh, the handheld.
Handheld, no three
Yeah,
pointer. Don't be slapping no 3-pointer on there. This ain't the the new edition. But man, another thing that you would get blisters on your finger. Doo doo
right,
doo doo. And then
right.
your shot clock is done. But love that game, and kids don't understand that back in the early '70s, mid
Mhm.
'70s, these games were $40 and $50.
Correct.
And $40 and $50 back then was just a huge amount of money.
Well,
So
my cousin from LA brought this is a toy thing. He brought the Millennium Falcon to Anderson every summer for 6 years, and that was $100. So that was like $100. $100 then compared to now would probably be like 5 or 1,000. Is that fair?
yeah, fair. It's
Yeah,
just a crazy, and that's why you wished for him or asked Santa Claus for him or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, my next one we've talked a little bit about before. Um, when I walk into Tappers, this is the first game I play every time because you can't play it anywhere. I love the game. Um, and it took me a while to qualify because it's not easy to qualify the pole position. And I mean, it's a sit down. I haven't seen a stand up version of that game. I haven't seen a tabletop version of that game, but I play that game because it's not anywhere else. So it's nowhere. Oh, and I did have to mention something else. About 5+ years ago, um, I had a top 20 picked out, but and my number 11 originally was Elevator Action, but the Library of Congress has a lot of these games that you can play for free.
Oh wow!
So
Online?
yep.
Oh wow! Very cool.
So you can do. I think you can do a Google search and find that.
Yeah. So here's my next one.
Okay.
This is going to be another one of those games where, you know, you didn't want to be related or you hated your friend or whatever, and it's called Waterworks.
I've never seen that game.
It's a card game, and you have to build a waterwork from beginning where you turn on the water to the end where it comes out of the spout. And
Okay.
you have some brass or some, you have some cards that you can play that nobody can mess with. You've got some cards that when it comes around, someone can put a hole in your pipe by putting a card
Okay.
over that. And it's
Yep.
just and it sounds like it would be easy, but it's very difficult to get yours made. And it's like more people will hold. It's like Uno. More people hold on to that draw four card just so they can get the person next to them, or if
Yeah.
they skip you to get back at you, than it
Yeah.
is to actually play and win the game. But it's called Waterworks, and I can't remember what company it's from. It's from Hasbro,
Okay.
but it's a fabulous game to play.
That I've never played that. I'll have to look into that. My next pick is Saturday night at my mom and dad's, my grandpa and grandma, um, on Indiana Avenue in Anderson. Um, so when the game first came out, it was a huge hit, of course. So my brother was called the Kid, and when I play it with my friends, it's like out for blood. It's Uno, which you mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have a new game out from the same people that did Uno, and don't laugh at me, but it's called Dos.
Yeah.
Seriously, it is. So I couldn't tell you the
Yes.
instructions of it, but yeah, Matt, the skip, the reverse, the draw four, the wild card. Oh man! And like you said, you can put a little strain on some relationships with that game, just like Monopoly.
That's what happened with my ex-wife.
Yeah, and those people who can put that smile on their face and go Uno, and then you're like, oh, let's go with a draw two, or
Yeah.
it's definitely a strategy game, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else was I going to say about that? I
And do
forgot.
you do you play the rules that if you don't say Uno and you still have one card, wait, yeah, that you have to draw two more cards, right?
Yeah, we do straight by the book.
Yeah,
If you got one card, and if you don't say Uno, I'm gonna call you on it. I
yeah,
Have you ever played Uno Attack?
yes, yep,
That I like the game, but I don't like the game because it takes half a year to do one hand.
yeah.
So I'm like, eh. So
Okay, so mine next up is from Coleco.
mhm.
And I had to. It was a toss up between Coleco's head-to-head basketball or head-to-head football.
Uh-huh.
It's where you could play somebody, which was pretty smart for or futuresque for Coleco, so that you could play
Right.
a game with your friend. But once again, it's
Right.
one of those handheld games that was $35 to $45 that you may not get to Christmas, and you may not get that because it's too expensive.
Right. Sure. Right.
Yeah. And did you ever get any of these games and they didn't give you batteries, so you had to wait till the next day to go to the store and get batteries after
Oh
Christmas?
yeah. Yeah, that was so lame-o. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Um, I had the Cowboys and the Broncos.
Oh, I forgot about this. I think this is going where it is, but go ahead.
I had the Cowboys and the Broncos. You can still buy sets now. You can still buy boards now. I'm in one of the groups on Facebook, and one guy on each team does a 360 every time. Electric football. Yeah.
But
So,
wait, I'm gonna drop back and pass.
sure.
I hit my player. No, I didn't. Well, okay, turn it off. Okay, let me put it in my player's hand. Okay, turn it back on.
Right. High technology at its finest.
Great choice, man. Great choice.
Yeah.
I never truly got into the smooth swing of things though with that game.
There was no smooth swing. It was
Okay.
strictly running the ball.
Exactly. But it was neat and the setup and all that, man, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. And you had the Browns and the Cowboys?
Broncos and the Cowboys
Broncos and
where
the
that, that
Cowboys.
was that was the 77 Super Bowl where Craig Morton threw all the picks to the Cowboys and the Cowboys beat them easily.
Yeah. My uncles hand painted theirs. They got sets and then hand painted
Yeah.
theirs. And then also, I think my uncle had the Vikings, and I think there was another one with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But great game, man. I think they still make them, don't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole group that it's been updated. It's a lot more sophisticated. It's if you have the time, and then that's the big question. It's a fun hobby to
Do
take
you
up.
do you own one?
No,
No. Okay.
no, it's been lost to the sands of time.
Okay. Um, very neat, man. That's a nice little flashback. My next one. Oh,
Oh my gosh, that is the best game of all time, hands down. I crapped 20 times the first time I heard those jokes.
oh my gosh. Yeah. And then it's a great game.
Oh my, it's off the chart bananas out of bounds, man. I
It,
love that game.
especially playing with people that normally don't, you know, that will take a chance and play it with you. But it's a great game.
Oh, ugh. Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. I mean, you will cry laughing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
will. That's a guarantee. Cry laughing with that game.
Yeah.
Love
Great.
it.
Cards Against Humanity, by the way, people, just in case you didn't see me pull it up there. But yeah, it was great. What number are we on? What number are you getting ready to roll down?
I'm on number 3. I got the expansion packs. They're okay, but the original box is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Um, I love this game. Um, it could have easily been my number one, but I have two games that I love more than that. Um, this took Atari to another level, and the stand-up game you can still get, um, and it basically changed the game, Space Invaders.
Ah, Space Invaders, Asteroids, Defender.
Yep,
Um,
love Defender. I
man,
I haven't put. I can't find any place that has Defender.
the dumbest game.
Oh, there's many.
Yeah. What was the dumbest game with the ostriches and you couldn't keep them up on the level? Oh,
Joust.
Joust.
That was a tough game.
Yes. You had to,
Tough game.
yes, but Defender, Asteroids, Space Invaders. You're right, man. You're right. And that's, another thing on that, pass the controller around, man.
And you remember Moon Patrol?
Yes.
Love that game.
You remember Kaboom?
Yep.
Yeah, we had to catch the bombs before they exploded. And
Yeah.
then I actually thought when you rolled out the Atari this time around, I actually thought you were going to, what was it called? Jungle Hunt or Jungle
There was
Pit?
the Jungle Hunt.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Very cool. Okay. So what was that? Your number three?
Yes.
Okay. My number three, I did have a visual of it and I don't know where it went. Let me see actually if I can find it here.
Let's call our
Um,
producer.
Yeah. Yes. I wear several different hats here. And there it is. Okay,
Oh,
so
intern.
yeah, intern, producer. Let me slap this on here real quick here for you. I should have some music playing when this happens here. Do 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 do. There it is, people. Double dribble.
Double
Double
dribble.
dribble basketball by Konami.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Double Dribble was on several different systems, but
Right.
you would just get into the swing of things and hit threes, and especially if you love the game of basketball, it was a fun game to play.
Yeah.
Now basketball games have really come a long way, but I will tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a little story. Um, I had or won at a particular company that I was working for a Dreamcast. So Sega Dreamcast,
Correct.
Sony Dreamcast, whatever it was.
Sony, I
Okay,
think.
and I had Allen Iverson's NBA, whatever it was, 90 or 2000 or 2001, I think.
2001 with Mutombo.
Yeah, and of course you make your own player.
Correct. Yes.
So I took it back home to Indianapolis, played my brother. I mean, and I think I had the thing on where you can make the game competitive.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, there was a setting that you could switch it so that it can make it competitive and keep the
Right.
game
Sure.
close.
Yeah.
So I was playing my brother, and man, I mean, my own particular player, Billy Powell. I think I hit for 103 points, and and
So you
he,
did it all by yourself.
I won by 1 point over him, but it was a really fun game to play. And then, of
Yeah.
course, I had to be honest with my brother and tell him that you can create your own player, and I
Yeah.
had hundreds on especially on 3 points and jumping, and if I take a half court shot every once in a while, it goes in. But Double Dribble was a great basketball game from one of the beginning video game outfits all the way up to now, as which is probably turned into NBA Live or you know
Yeah.
EA Sports, NBA or
Right.
whatever they call them. So, but
So it's
love Double Dribble.
so you're basically Stefan Curry.
No, 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 no. I was Billy Powell.
You're making every 3-pointer.
Yeah, I
You're
was
knocking the
yeah,
ball
yeah,
over.
yeah, and then I like the games too where they
So
put the
okay.
legends in there too. You could put Wilt on your team, you could put Larry Bird on your team, and Oscar on your team.
Right.
And then, of
Yeah.
course, I had Wilt Chamberlain starting center. You had Oscar Robertson as guard. You had me as the other guard, but I still averaged 28 to 29 points. And I had Pete Maravich coming
Yeah,
off
with a
the
big O
bench.
on your team. Right. Right.
Having Pete Maravich come off the bench. Calbert Cheney was on one of those teams. So it's video games were fun for your ego for a while.
Right. I was playing. They have the NBA Finals option now on the NBA game. And the final. Oh wow. The final five, I think, were Tony Parker, Havlicek, Iguodala, Tim Duncan, and Shaq. And the whole game, I don't remember. I want to say I was playing like the Cavs or something. And I just got the ball to Havlicek, and he would shoot the threes and nail them every time. I mean, I just smoked them. It wasn't even funny. I said, "Oh, Havlicek's on my team. We're going to shoot the three ball." So yeah,
Hondo.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
amazing.
All right, what you got number 2?
I've got a bit of a story with this. They got rid of one of the characters recently. I don't know if you're aware of this. Mrs. White got the axe in conservatory, and she's been replaced with Dr. Orchid. And I also have, and I bought the Clue Junior Clue. I bought the Clue Junior version because they have figures that come with it, and they have various colors, and Dr. Orchid's pink. So I'm a huge fan of the Clue game. Obviously, I first started out playing it at my grandma and grandpa's, my mom's mom and dad in Anderson. But the big thing that I have for the Clue game is I have the Alfred Hitchcock version, which has all the stars of the movies, and it's got all the weapons and then the rooms are the films. So,
Very neat. Now, it has become very popular once again.
oh yeah,
At this particular toy store, we couldn't keep it. We couldn't keep it in stock, especially during
that's
especially during the pandemic.
that's the way it was in Indy.
Yeah.
All the board games were like gone.
Gone. Yep.
Yeah,
So, did you like the movie?
it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay. So, was that number two for you?
yes,
Okay. So here's my number two. It's called 5 Second Rule.
never played it.
Now, this is the uncensored version, and uncensored, you
It's
know,
obvious.
yeah. So you need to name 3 things from the question that is drawn for you, like 3 things that you do in bed. You can go either way. You can go either way. You want to sleep, take a nap, watch TV. I don't know where you were, but you see what I'm saying, though. But
Yes.
that this is the uncensored version. The 5 seconds or less comes with a thing. You flip it over, and you've got it like you're playing. Let's say you got 5 or 6 people with you, and name 3 NBA teams. So now, what's interesting is you may have females who really are people that don't care about basketball and won't know them.
Right.
And but then there'll be questions like name 3 cosmetic companies. So it kind of
Oh, wow.
it kind of balances it out with everybody who's playing the game. But so let's say the person says the Utah Jazz and Orlando Magic, but 5 seconds has elapsed. The next person has to take that question over, and you
Oh, wow.
can't and you cannot use the answers already given.
Right.
So,
right. Okay.
like name 3 cosmetic companies, you say Maybelline, like I'd say Maybelline, Clinique, and all of a sudden the time runs out. That next person cannot use Maybelline or Clinique. So
Right,
it's
sure.
it's fun for everybody. And it's the uncensored one is kind of fun depending on which way you want your mind to go. But there's also a junior, there's also a 5 seconds or less junior edition too, where, name 3 things you dunk in ketchup, French fries,
Right.
tater tots, chicken nuggets. But you just
Yeah.
got to remember that if you don't get them all within that 5 seconds, the next person has to continue that question, but can't use any of the answers previously spoken.
Right.
Yeah, but I love that the 5 second rule is fantastic. Great game to play.
Sounds fun. This game set the bar as well.
Waka 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 waka.
No,
Okay,
no, I like that, but it was yeah.
I'm impressed you got that from my sound effects. Once again, that was our
I
that
had
was
the
our
45.
that was our intern.
Pac-Man fever.
Yeah, yes. Stupid cartoon, by the way.
Oh, dreadful. Broke the mold, changed the game, and let's see what else. I didn't figure this out till much later. You always go left. It's Pitfall.
Oh, yes.
So,
And was that was Atari, right?
yes, sorry, Pitfall.
Man.
And then they did the Tarzan song when you swing across the rope. So jump on the crocodile's heads, jump over the snake, get the gold. The big deal was getting the gold and getting the treasure and going down in the cave. So yeah, it was fun.
Okay, well, here comes my number one.
hmm
There's several different versions, but it is
Oh, without a doubt, that's a
Trivial
great
Pursuit. My favorite version is the Baby Boomer edition, but the Genius edition is also up there. My grandpa Ritma, we would sit around and play this game. It was just amazing at how smart and how he could just rattle them off left and right, and how excited you would be as a kid to get something right. But love Trivial Pursuit. Love Trivial Pursuit.
I play that every Thursday night with my buddy Jeff from Ball State. It's called trivia team, and it's a. I don't know if you guys. I would think you guys would have it. No, it's called Team Trivia, and they run it all over Indianapolis. I would imagine would have something like that in Houston.
Yeah, probably. I'll have to take a look that up. But
It's fun.
Trivia Pursuit's my number one game. You know, my favorite one growing up, I guess you could say, or I would love to play today or continue playing today.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, guys, if you're watching this, hopefully you're watching this either on our Facebook page, the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show on Facebook. Subscribe, click like, however you want to say it. So hopefully you're either watching that from there, or you have meandered over to YouTube and typed in the Keeping the Nostalgia Alive show and see me and Joe's show over there. So there's an unending list of topics that we kind of go through once a week on top 20. Normally do top 20 plus the Joe bonus.
But do you want to hear the rest of my?
Oh yeah, actually go through those.
Sure, I'll do it real quick. We talked about elevator action. I love the original stand-up Star Wars video game when you had to go down the tunnel.
Oh
and shoot the Death Stars.
I forgot about that. All the the Super Nintendo system video games, Star Wars video games, are fantastic too. Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Right. I played it recently and it's free. Rampage. I always play King Kong, where you have to punch the building.
Yeah.
And destroy the building. Asteroids. I have a couple board games. The Game of Life. Love the Game of Life. I don't know if this game vanished or what. I'm sorry. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, there's here's a list of things that are pretty hot right now. Sorry, Payday.
Yeah.
Parcheesi.
Right.
Life.
Yeah.
Clue.
Yeah.
Aggravation.
Okay.
And Monopoly. But okay, continue with your list.
I just have a couple.
Okay.
I never had this game, but I love this game, Yahtzee.
Oh yes, especially when you put it in the original can and you can drive people nuts. Yeah.
And my last two are card games, Blackjack.
Yeah.
And the first card game I ever learned when I was like 11, the easiest one, War.
First card game that I was taught when I was young was Crazy 8.
Yeah, sure.
Where it's like Uno, but
Yeah.
you know, and your 8s are your wild cards, you know.
Right,
So
sure.
I didn't play War that often, but Crazy 8. So man, I could have easily extended it to 20, going back and forth, bantering with you on the games. But great topic today.
Yeah, without a doubt, turned out really well.
We'd like to get some input from you guys out there too. Please let us know what our top 10 or top 20 you think we should do, or give us your own top 20, and we could even grade that if you'd like.
And please subscribe. We want to, like Billy said, we really want to hear from you, and we want your input, please.
Yes. So once again, I am Billy, and you can hear my show at Keeping the Nostalgia Alive, all one word, keepingthenostalgialive.podbean.com. You can also catch me and Joe's show on YouTube. Just type in the Keeping the Nostalgia Alive show and you'll find us. And you can catch Joe's show at...
you can catch me out at Anchor FM, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and mostly iTunes.
And you can see his show just right above his head over there, Indy's Local Flavor. Joe Carney, it's been once again fabulous, fantastic. I appreciate your time, and everybody enjoy. And we'll be back next week when we get off here. Joe and I usually banter back and forth on what our subjects or topics could be, and we'll let you guys know.
Colts and Bears on a 4-man big game.
The Bears. I'm going to say that Colts lose by a touchdown.
This is going to be a field goal game. It's too close to. It's going to be defensive field goal game. So we should see.
And I was telling Joe earlier, I made no changes to my fantasy football team, and let's see if I am projected to win one out of sheer luck.
Yeah, Kansas City's down, New England's down, Tennessee's down, and Pittsburgh's down.
Yeah. Once again, guys, you've been watching the Billy and Joe Top 10 Show. Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks for having us. Have a good time.